Hello, and welcome to Softer. This is Mara Morales. Welcome back to Softness in Action. This week, we're focusing on strengthening relationships. Yesterday, we practiced giving someone the gift of our full attention. Today, I'd like to talk about another gift that has the power to transform our relationships: curiosity. When we first meet someone, we're naturally curious. We ask questions. We listen carefully. We want to understand what makes them who they are. But over time, something interesting happens. We begin to think we already know them. We assume we know how they'll respond, what they're thinking, what they mean. And without realizing it, curiosity quietly gives way to assumptions. But the people we love are constantly changing, just as we are. Every day brings new experiences, new dreams, new worries, new perspectives. No matter how long you've known someone, there is still so much left to discover. Imagine approaching the people in your life with the same curiosity you would bring to meeting them for the first time. What might you notice? What stories haven't they told yet? What hopes are they carrying? What fears have they never shared? What dream have they quietly been holding on to? Curiosity says, "Help me understand," instead of, "I already know." And those three words, "help me understand," have the power to soften almost any conversation. They invite openness instead of defensiveness, connection instead of conflict, understanding instead of assumptions. Today's small act of kindness is simple. Ask someone a thoughtful question today. Not a question about what they did, a question about who they are. You might ask, "What's been bringing you joy lately? What's something you've learned about yourself this year? What have you been thinking about recently?" Then, listen. Not to reply, not to solve, simply to understand. You may discover something beautiful. You may even discover a side of someone you've never seen before. Curiosity isn't just kindness toward others, it's kindness towards yourself too. When you make a mistake today, instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" That single shift changes everything, because curiosity opens doors that judgment keeps closed. Kindness fuels kindness, which fuels kindness. And every meaningful relationship grows stronger when we choose curiosity over certainty. Now, let's slow down together. Find a comfortable position, sitting or lying down. If it feels safe, gently close your eyes. Take a slow breath in and slowly let it go. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Allow your shoulders to soften. Relax your jaw. Let your hands rest comfortably. Bring your awareness to your breath. Now, picture someone you care about deeply. Imagine sitting together somewhere peaceful. Notice yourself asking them one thoughtful question. Then imagine simply listening. No interruptions, no advice, no assumptions, just curiosity, just presence. Notice how the conversation unfolds. Notice how connection grows. Now, silently repeat, "May I remain curious. May I seek understanding before assumptions. May I listen with an open heart." Take one more slow breath in and slowly exhale. Rest here for another moment. Allow yourself to appreciate how much deeper relationships become when we stay curious about the people we love. Begin bringing your awareness back to your body. Notice the surface beneath you. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. As part of this week's Softness in Action Challenge, spend a few moments with your Softness in Action journal. Reflect on these questions. Who in my life would I like to know more deeply? When do I tend to make assumptions instead of asking questions? What is one meaningful question I can ask someone today? Sometimes the strongest relationships aren't built by having all the answers. They're built by continuing to ask thoughtful questions. Before we finish today, I'd love to share another softer story. This one comes from Bob in Baxter, Minnesota. He writes, Dear Mara, I was sitting at a stoplight recently behind another car that was waiting to turn right. I was turning right too, and so was the car behind me. We all had our turn signals on. There wasn't any oncoming traffic, but the first car didn't turn right away. After a few moments, the driver behind me honked impatiently. The first car finally made the turn, and I followed behind. At the next red light, I pulled up beside the same car. When the light turned green, the driver looked over at me, accelerated quickly, and gave me a hand gesture that definitely wasn't friendly. He had assumed I was the one who had honked. I couldn't help but laugh. The whole experience reminded me of something you've talked about on Softer before, how quickly we can judge someone without knowing the full story. That driver believed I had done something I hadn't done at all. It made me wonder how many times I've done the same thing to someone else. Now, whenever I find myself jumping to conclusions, I think back to that stoplight. It's become a reminder to slow down, get curious, and offer people a little more grace. I hope the story gave you a chuckle. Love the show. Bob from Baxter, Minnesota. Thank you, Bob, for sharing your wonderful story with us. I have a feeling many of us have been on one side of that stoplight or the other. It's such a simple reminder that we almost never know the whole story, and that's exactly why curiosity and grace matter so much. Now, we'd love to hear yours. Has someone ever shown you kindness you'll never forget? Has a simple act of compassion changed the way you see the world? Or has Softer inspired you to become a little gentler with yourself or someone else? Share your Softer story by emailing us at thesofterpodcast@gmail.com. Your story may be featured in a future episode and could become the encouragement someone else needs to hear. And if these daily moments of reflection are meaningful to you, please take a moment to like, follow, and subscribe to Softer. It helps us reach more hearts and continue to build a kinder, more connected world together. Thank you for listening to Softer. Our music is by Rebecca De La Torre and Thomas Searing. Softer is produced by Michelle Severson. This has been Mara Morales. Carry the softness with you today.